Let's begin with COVID-19. Our government says it is confident its COVID-19 vaccination program remains on track due to fresh scientific data and expectations of receiving vaccines by mid-July. There are currently thousands of citizens yet to be vaccinated and many others who have not received even a single dose. The nation intends to vaccinate 20 million citizens by end of this year, but it has so far not even reached the million mark for persons who have received at least a first jab. Listen to Health Minister Kwekwaji Maimenu give an update on the vaccination program.
Government intends to vaccinate a total of 20 million citizens by end of year. The nation is currently inching closer to a million.
Vaccination. So far, we have actually vaccinated 852,047 persons who have had the first dose of vaccination. Then we have another 379,156 people who have so far also received their second jabs out of the 381,000 targeted. We're looking to do 381,000 based on the doses of vaccines that we had, despite the fact that our first jabs went round to 852,000. So here we achieved 98.something% target when we started doing the second dose for AstraZeneca.
The health minister says persons who are yet to receive the second dose should not be worried.
Those of us who have not had our second dose yet, there is a lot of hope. We have indications that is giving us hope for the very near future. We are expecting vaccines from the US. We've got a promise from the UK to try to help us get our second dose go through very quickly. The numbers are just about what will give us the gap that we have with the second dose. The exact date that is coming, we don't know, but we anticipate this late June, early July, these things will happen.
He further revealed the nation is still pursuing local options for the production of COVID-19 vaccines.
The government has set up a committee for vaccine production, chaired by the Minister for Environment and Science. They have also done a lot of work. Committee members are picked from the scientific world, some in the ministry and other scientific institutions. They are working very fast. They have even visited and they are partnering with private sector companies that were originally also preparing to produce some semblance of vaccines in our country. Looks like 3 of such facilities have been picked up. And they are liaising with the international community to see how they can start working. Their strategy is to try to do what they call filling and packing first, and then the science community will also take some time to start developing vaccines in our country. So that area is also seriously being considered, and we are actually on course in that direction.
Government says it is hesitating in executing its commitments in the agreement with middlemen for supply of COVID-19 vaccines due to the failure of these businessmen to also meet supply timelines.
The LC that we did, we are still waiting. The schedules that we have in the agreement becomes effective. The agreement becomes effective after ordering and issuing letters of credit. Because they haven't been able to supply us even with the first 300,000, we have to hesitate a little bit to make sure that they are going to perform before we do the next LC. The Russian agreements are about similar. So the second one we even did, we're only hesitating to see if the first one can actually bring before we go ahead to try to do the LC for the second one. Whatever it is, we may have to procure. And so far as we are getting bilateral engagements to do, we wouldn't have options than to continue to engage middlemen to some limited extent.
Citizens are reminded to stick to the COVID-19 protocols of regular hand washing, social distancing, and wearing of face masks.